Good morning and welcome to my morning mobility routine. For today's routine, I'm going to be taking you through 5 different movements that are meant to really open up your joints, lengthen your muscles, and connect your breath to movement. So what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and wake up your body. Let's slowly start to wake your body up. Go ahead and meet me in a standing position. From here, you're going to give me 3 slow and controlled spinal rolls. So start in your neutral stance, standing tall. Go ahead and reach your gaze up towards the ceiling. From here, start to tuck your chin and slowly begin to roll 1 vertebrae at a time until we make it to the bottom of your spinal roll. In this bottom position, feel free to breathe into any tension, like the hamstrings, the glutes, maybe a little bit of the calves. You can sway from side to side, releasing any sort of tightness within the low back. And when you're ready, slowly roll 1 vertebrae at a time back to standing position. Let's repeat. Reach your gaze up, tuck the chin, and slowly roll. Good, holding this bottom position if that's what your body needs today. Slowly coming up. And we have 1 more. Keep breathing. From here, we're not going to roll back up to standing. Instead, we're going to walk those hands in front of you so you can end up in a plank position. So as you start to walk your hands forward, really push your body weight into your hands to get a really good wrist stretch, starting to activate through the fingers, through the rest of the hand as well. Push your mat away from you and step your right leg through to the outside of your right hand. In this stance, this is your world's greatest stretch. Make sure your back leg is straight. In this front leg, my right leg, make sure that your knee is right over or in line with the ankle. Go ahead and rotate your right arm up towards the ceiling, getting that thoracic rotation. Good, planting that right hand on your mat, stepping your right foot back into plank, and switch legs. Left leg steps through, making sure you're hitting this 90-degree angle, and rotate from your left side. This is truly world's greatest stretch. Good, go ahead and switch. If at any point you need to set your knees down just to take the tension off your body, feel free. World's greatest stretch can also be done from the back knee being on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Big rotation, staying intentional with your breathing. Good, let's do 1 more on each side. This is a great hip opener. As well as a mid-back opener as well. Nice job. Good. Stepping into your plank, go ahead and lower your knees towards your mat. Take just a slight recovery. Shake out your wrists if you need it, because we are going to be utilizing our hands a little bit more next. So the next form, we have a downward dog to an up dog. I'm going to show you 2 different variations. So let's start with Your hands right underneath your shoulders, so we're all four position. Go ahead and tuck your toes underneath ya. And from here, you're gonna send your hips up towards the ceiling and then try and plant your heels towards your mat. If you're super tight, it may feel like you can't glue those heels to the ground, and that is totally okay. So feel free to march or pedal your feet in place to start to wake up the back of the legs. From down dog position, we're going to shift your body forwards so your shoulders are in line with your fingertips, and from here, lower your hips towards the ground. Untuck the toes, push the legs through the ground, and lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. Good. Untuck the toes, send your hips back into downward dog. So that is your first option here. Option 2, when we go into up dog, feel free to have your knees on the ground and limit that extension. So instead of having your hands planted on the ground, now we're going down to your forearms instead and lifting that chest off the ground, getting a little bit of relief from your up dog position. So whether you choose forearms or hands, make sure you're actively pulling those shoulders away from your ears and you're utilizing your core to keep you stable in this form. Let's go ahead and do one more set of your downward dog to up dog. And reach your gaze up towards the ceiling. Nice work. Good. One more time for that down dog. From here, walk your hands to your feet. Good. We're going to stay in this forward fold position. Go ahead and slightly just walk your feet out into a squat stance. So this is a comfortable squat stance for you, whether it's narrow or a little bit more wide. You're going to glue your hands to the tops of your feet if you're very mobile. If not, your hands can be glued to the shins. From here, you're going to drop your hips into your squat position, open up the chest, have your gaze forward, and then send those hips back up towards the ceiling. Your second option is having those hands just a little bit higher and limiting your range of motion. These are called bootstrappers. We're going to do 5 nice and controlled bootstrappers. So this is a side view that you can see what my hips are doing. And then I'm going to go ahead and face you just so you can get a different angle here. So feet are in your squat stance. Reaching down. I'm also using my arms to slightly push the knees out towards the side. And from here, initiating that position with my hips coming up. Good. Let's just do one more here. Nice hip opener. Whew. And go ahead and shake it out. Nice work. Go ahead and meet me in a 90-90 position, except for we're going to go a little bit more narrow than usual. So this top foot is touching your back thigh, and I'm keeping my legs as best as I can planted to the ground. I know that can be hard to do, especially if your hips are a little tight. So in that case, if your hips are super tight, you can always open up from this form. We're going to work our way into Shinbox to reach your back hand, similar in position to your front leg. So if it's your left leg in front, then it's your left hand behind you. We're going to lift up into your Shinbox reach by driving your back hip forwards, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then slowly lowering all the way down. From here, both hands shift behind your body. You're just going to flip those legs to the other side by keeping the feet planted. So same thing, now the right leg is forward, right hand is going to plant into the ground. Big exhale, Shinbox to reach. Good. 6 slow, controlled repetitions. Good. Connecting with your breath, opening up the hips, and then just being aware of the rest of your body in this form. Nice work. Last one. Good. Go ahead and recover. Those were our 5 movements for my morning mobility routine. These are great compound exercises that help open up the joints, lengthen the muscles, and really connect your breath to your body.